conservation measures
to ensure that they have enough water to bring them through the next 3-4 months, and also they should take some practical steps for water conservation and to improve efficiency of use of water on the farms. And that involves, if you have irrigation, you should fix all leaks, make sure your pump is functioning properly.
Mr. Thompson highlights that farmers should ensure that their irrigation systems are functional, thereby reducing wastage.
Because yes, you have a stream flowing which you're pumping from, but there are other farmers downstream from you who would need water, and the whole ecosystem itself needs that water from the river. And basically what you conserve today is what you will have available for use tomorrow.
The acting chief land use officer, however, believes farmers will be better prepared for what is forecasted after observing the changing climates in recent years.
The seasonal changes is having an effect on crop production, and through a lot of education programs, training, etc. that the ministry has been doing, we believe a lot of the farmers are becoming more aware and are taking heed, in fact, to this kind of information. So this information goes to the extension officers and other ministry staff, and is even shared with farmers who can now look at this outlook maybe from since December.
He notes that with the information being given to farmers prior to the start of the dry season, farmers should have already begun to put in motion their plans. I am Gerald Joseph for GBN News.
Well, the issue of violence in the region is one that members of the Caribbean Congress of Labour will discuss with regional government leaders when they meet next week. Tony Julian tells us more in this report.
Executive members of the Caribbean Congress of Labour will meet with CARICOM heads of government in Barbados next week, and one of the issues to be discussed is violence within the region. Executive members of the Caribbean Congress of Labour assembled in Grenada for a 3-day meeting, and speaking during a press conference on Wednesday, said that the issue of violence affects the working class throughout the Caribbean. Michael Anisette, General Secretary of the Caribbean Congress of Labour, believes the issue of violence must be handled as a matter of urgency.
Do we as a trade union movement wash our hands and say that is not important to us? We in CCL say that is important. For every child that is killed, all right, in Trinidad, in Jamaica, or any other Caribbean region because of guns, because of drugs, that is a destruction. That speaks to our social fabric of the society, and that speaks to where we fall down. And we believe that the trade union movement must intervene at this point in time because of our role as fathers, as elders, and as mothers.
Anisette said the trade union movement believes in the philosophy that it takes a community to build a child, and as such, the trade union movement is responsible to ensure the safety of children, and that workers should benefit from their resources and not the other way around, where only a few people benefit. He said there is a role for the trade union movement if Caribbean governments are serious about building a better society.
That must stop. Fairness in good governance, a better society for all, because we say in CCL that we are not children of a lesser God, and therefore the government must respect the trade union movement and by extension the workers if we have to have a better society, and that will be foremost in our minds. How do we get the politicians and the private sector to understand that we are not children of a lesser God?
Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
The role of the trade union movement in the 21st century and the strategies they implement as negotiating tactics is often questioned by some. Well, these questions are put to executive members of the Caribbean Congress of Labour, who admit that there is need for the movement to evolve. Cherry and Blackman Stephen has this report.
All benefits that workers had would have come about from struggles would have come about from agitation, would have come about from striking, as you rightly say, the 8-hour work, the question of your pension rights and benefits, the questions of pay on public holidays, vacation leave, sick leave. All these provisions within the collective agreement was not given to the workers by the government. Is the trade union movement would have had to fight bitterly in order to win those benefits.
As a people, most of the benefits we enjoy were achieved from the hard work and battles fought by our forefathers. The trade union movement is a pillar of strength for the working class. The elders cherish those achievements, resulting in the benefits employees now enjoy. But with a larger, more youthful population with different interests, these accomplishments and the value of the trade union movement seem to be shifting. It's with this in mind that the Caribbean Congress of Labour, CCL, is targeting the workforce, particularly young employees, on sensitizing them on the role of the trade union movement. The education aspect of the labour movement will be led by Ian Daniel of the Cipriani College of Labour.
We recognize that that the labor movement must reconceptualize its relationship to work and to membership.
President of the Caribbean Congress of Labour and President General of the Technical and Allied Workers Union, Andre Lewis, said training sessions will soon begin.
I'm starting in Grenada in March, where we'll have a week of training. So we have recognized the need for training, the need for educating. What we have been able to do is to find creative ways and means of getting people to come out, as you use May Day, in May Day, but it is more to socialize. What we have now started to do is to change that discussion, because we have the membership now turning out, but in teaching the importance of May Day, the historical significance of May Day. Not just of its origin, but of its relevance of today and the role played by our founding fathers.
Tony Julian, GBN News.
Meanwhile, for young employees in this 21st century, their needs and concerns vary, and solutions to issues are needed quicker. Michael Anisette, General Secretary of the Caribbean Congress of Labour, says the trade union movement must look at creating synergies and partnerships that will benefit its memberships.
The time has come for the trade union to operate as a counterbalancing force, in that we cannot be dependent on the government, we cannot be dependent on the employers. And I'm asking the question, why it is that the trade union movement or CCL, Caribbean Congress of Labour, why we cannot own a grocery like Price Mart? Why we cannot get ourselves involved in business? Why we cannot run a hotel for the benefit of the working class? In other words, we cannot stymie our role to simply collective bargaining. The trade union movement must evolve with the changing time. We have the whole issue of the new world of work, contract labor, outsourcing of laborers, the whole issue of artificial intelligence, and all those different concepts and philosophies that has been designed to undermine the trade union movement.
Anisette says in addition to its traditional role, the trade union movement has a critical role to play in the socio-economic development of the region.
Just agitating as a trade unionist, the days of just striking, as you rightly say, the days of just marching, those days are not over because it is necessary. But the question is, how do you build your power as trade unionists and as workers? We must never forget, unless we buy the goods and services, an economy cannot turn over. In other words, we have a fundamental role to play in any society, and therefore we must understand that role, and therefore we must learn to leverage our powers in a constructive way where the working class will benefit as an independent body and not dependent on any employer, and by extension the government or the private sector.
Still to come in News at 7, another call for the removal of derelict building in St. George after rubble falls to the street. Organizers say Karakou ready for Kayak Mass 2020, plus vital information on epilepsy as Week of Awareness continues. We'll be back.
When I need shelter, warmth, security, I know you'll be there. Something in these moments lets me know you care. Maybe the way you shield me, maybe it's your smiles and the way you tell me it's okay to try. Now I'm invincible. I can pack my sack. I can take the long road, 'cause it's okay to look back if I am scared. I know you're there. Arise, together there's no limit to what we can do. Arise, with no wings, fly. Arise, and we're so high, enjoy the view. Look, no wings, fly.
This is Ariza, your financial freedom, your future.
Looking for a wide selection of uniquely styled furniture that are made from solid timber and performance fabric?
This is lovely.
It sure is. Look at this.
Visit Hubbard's Furniture Department at the first floor of the main store, Carenage. Your selection will certainly provide comfort in your home and office. Hubbard's, quality service, affordable prices.
One bad vibe and I'm out this. No, you can't stop this. We're out to get it with Lucas. Day and night, yeah, we're on this. I know you want this. Come on and taste the energy. Day and night, live your Lucas life. Live your Lucas life. Come taste the energy.
Good vibes only. Lucasade. Taste the energy.
Flow helps you stay connected to what matters. Simple plans and a better network mean that you can enjoy 7 days of unlimited social messaging, 3 gigabytes of reliable data to use as you like, 350 local anywhere calls and texts. With the always-on prepaid plans, all for $25. Keep your number when you switch to Grenada's most reliable LTE network. Buy wherever you top up. Switch to Flow. It only gets better.
All non-profit organizations, including non-governmental organizations, are hereby notified that the Financial Intelligence Unit and the Anti-Money Laundering and Combating Terrorism Financing Commission, in collaboration with the Corporate Affairs and Intellectual Property Office, wishes to invite you or a representative from your organization to a compliance symposium on Wednesday, 19th February at 4:30 p.m. at the Hospitality Suite located at the National Cricket Stadium, Media Level 2, Queen's Park, St. George. For further information and to confirm your attendance, please contact the office on 444-3828 or email office@amlcommissiongda.com.
So you're looking for doors and windows that look sophisticated and are very secure? Then St. Lou Metals is your one-stop shop. Our windows and doors make sure your home not only looks great, but is more secure. We manufacture shower enclosures, doors, windows for residential and commercial properties using high-grade material and the latest technology. If you want to save money and improve your home's appearance, you have made the right choice by shopping at St. Lou Metals. For a free quotation, visit us today at the Frequente Industrial Park or call us at 439-6538 or 439-6539.
As the world prepares for the 2020 Summer Olympics, some of the world's top athletes will begin their journey to Tokyo, right here in Grenada.
Everything comes down to this moment.
The 4th annual Grenada Invitational takes place on Saturday, April 4th at the Karani James Athletic Stadium. World-class athletes.
From an athlete's perspective, I understand and value the experience that an athlete has when they come to a place like Grenada.
World-class event.
Because it feels safe. It feels warm.
World-class venue.
It's beautiful. You've got a stadium right by the sea.
Grenada Invitational, Saturday, April 4th. Tickets to the Grenada Invitational are now available online at gotofed.com.
Make no excuse. Claim those fitness goals with a little help from Quartz. Save big on home fitness equipment when you shop with up to 15% off. Plus, get a chance to win a free spin bike. Shop today and pay nothing until March with Quartz Ready Finance. Make no excuses. Shop and win. Only at Quartz. Bringing value home. Conditions apply.
Rubble from one of the derelict buildings in St. George fell onto the busy Melville Street today. There were no reports of injury, but pedestrians say they are fearful that the building will eventually cave in if measures are not taken to demolish the dilapidated structure. Akeisha Felix has more.
Eyewitnesses on Melville Street, St. George, said earlier Thursday more pieces of the dilapidated building between the health center and the police canteen on Melville Street fell onto the sidewalk, causing potential harm to pedestrians. 3 iron bars were erected to prevent people from using the sidewalk. However, with no signs attached to the iron bars, pedestrians continued to walk by. However, the public is calling for immediate work to be done on the building as it threatens public safety.
In my estimate, it is an eyesore to have such derelict building right in the midst of the city. And I believe that the authority should have taken the initiative and the step long ago to repair this building, or as it stands now, you cannot just put a piece of barricade in that building. What you need to do is to block off the area that people would not be able to walk on that sidewalk, because it's going to be very detrimental. You may see one day a block may fall on somebody's head and damage them. So if they can block off the entire area instead of just putting in that iron barricade, that would be much better for pedestrians on the whole.
I think buildings like that should be demolished because of the hazard it poses to health and safety.
I think they should just mash it down. It's not safe. Like, things can fall, and that is endangering lives of people. So I think they should just mash it down.
I think the building should rebuild, and I think, if the person is going to sing, that it will be better for it to build and it will look good. So I think it should rebuild, it will look better and perfect.
Another person says because of the historical significance of the structure, converting it to a tourist site may also be a viable alternative.
I think they should demolish the whole entire building because, this building in particular have a lot of history that not all Grenadians know about. And, we have a lot of visitors in the country, whereas they don't really know about it, and they're always taking a lot of photos of this building, the pan house and all. And we Grenadians would just actually stand up by the roadside and look at the building and know the history. So if they're not making any use of it, I think they should just demolish it or rebuild it over, maybe as a tourist attraction. Probably could bring in little money. And I think they should at least try to let the kids, the school children, a matter of fact, know a little more about history, because this building have a lot of history.
Akeisha Felix for GBN News.
Over 80 individuals were awarded scholarships by the Ministry of Education today. The scholarship program is part of a long-standing agreement between the government of Grenada and St. George's University. It is valued at $13 million this year. Rena Pear has more.
On Thursday, 85 young people were handed scholarships to study in the field of medicine, including nursing and veterinarian. Scholarships were also awarded for programs in arts and sciences. Speaking at the handing over ceremony, Minister with responsibility for tertiary education, Pamela Moses, says government will continue to provide educational opportunities for young people.
The government of Grenada, along with our educational stakeholders, continually strive to improve and increase the pool of scholarships available to our people, as it relates basically to our strategic focus as a nation, as a country. Just recently, the government of Grenada, in partnership with St. George's University, added 19 additional scholarships in the areas of arts and sciences, 5 in the area of medicine, 2 in the field of veterinary medicine.
An additional 8 secondary students were also awarded scholarships to continue their educational journey under the Grenada-Houston Association Award. Kevin Andel, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, in his welcoming remarks, encouraged the awardees to take full advantage of this opportunity.
We are in an age where competitiveness is experienced. For us to make a change in the world, for us to garner wealth, for us to engage in meaningful economic activity, we have to be competitive. I would say to you that every piece of knowledge that we get, every piece of knowledge that we come across and we acquire would definitely open doors for us to make a difference.
Talisha Noel, Associate Dean for Students at St. George's University, advised the students to stay motivated and make goals.
Have determination. Pursue your goal with relentless tenacity. Be resilient and bounce back after you have encountered challenges. Trust me, you will have challenges. I leave you with my life verse, the verse that has given me drive, discipline, and kept me determined. Paul writes in the book of Romans, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you.
The award ceremony was held at the Grenada Olympic House in Grand Anse, St. George. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Chair of the Carriacou Carnival Committee, Princess John, says it's a go for Carriacou Carnival 2020. Mass bands and artistes are ready for the shows. With just a few days to go, John says many are eagerly looking forward to the upcoming events.
So on Wednesday the 19th, we have the road show put on by the committee, and we call it the final road show. That would take place in the Hillsborough area. On Thursday, we have the Queen Show, that's Majestic Thursday. We have 5 beautiful young ladies vying for a spot in the stage for Miss Kayak Queen 2020. Well, we have 3 representatives from Carriacou and 2 from mainland Grenada, and we're very happy to have 2 persons from Grenada partaking in our kayak match.
John says feedback from hoteliers is positive, as some have been totally booked. She expects a great turnout this year.
I say that the accommodation in Carriacou is so fully booked. We had persons booking the accommodation in Carriacou from since September. The rooms are fully booked in Carriacou. We're planning if anybody have a room, you want to spare, have someone stay with you. That would be so nice for the festival. Everything is really booked up in Carriacou. We have persons calling, asking where can they find a room, where can they find a room. Matter of fact, I think some persons are even staying pretty much big because accommodation in Carriacou is totally out.
Now, vital information on epilepsy was shared by medical professionals on Tuesday. The discussion came on the heels of International Epilepsy Day, Purple Day, observed on Monday. Grenada is also observing a week of awareness on the condition, one of the most common neurological diseases globally. Epilepsy affects many people locally and around 50 million people around the world. Rena Pear has more in this week's GBN Health.
Epilepsy is medically defined as a neurological disorder marked by sudden recurrent episodes of sensory disturbance, loss of consciousness, or convulsion associated with abnormal electrical activity in the brain. A lot is still unknown as it relates to the condition, as research is still being done. Dr. Igma Prokop, medical professional in Grenada, spoke of the condition.
Epilepsy is a condition of recurrent seizures. So it's rare to have a seizure, but about 5 to 10% of adults at some point in their life will have had a seizure. But recurrent seizures is more rare, so kind of like 1 to 2%. About 39 million people have it worldwide. And then I don't know the exact numbers in Grenada, but it's certainly quite prevalent in the United States, in Grenada, in kind of all parts of the world.
Dr. Prokop was speaking on GBN's Doctor on Call on K105, along with Dr. Andrea Prokop. She says some triggers of the condition can be as simple as a change of medication or stress.
So ways to kind of notice that in someone could be a range depending on which area of the brain is affected. It can be as subtle as kind of someone just not responding or interacting for a certain amount of time, repetitive kind of words or facial movements, repetitive movements of some sort of the body, and kind of the most notable form is when a patient will completely tense up and then have kind of rhythmic movements of their body without interacting for a few minutes.
While there is still a lot to understand about epilepsy, there are medications to treat the condition.
There's over 20 different AEDs, which are anti-epileptic medicines. I certainly don't want to get into the granular detail about all of these different medicines, but some of them are taken once a day, some of them are taken twice a day, but kind of taking the medications as prescribed by the doctor is the most important thing.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Still to come in News at 7, Prime Minister Mitchell speaks out against sexual abuse and calls on all Grenadians to protect children. And the Richmond home receives gift from local businessmen. We'll be back.
Use it washing cleaner than ever. Oh mama, oi, oh mama, oi. In every household must have it, oi. Highly effective stain removal, lemon freshness, antibacterial washing powder, fresh and clean, fresh and clean. When I put on me clothes, me must swing. When I wash me clothes, no other detergent could ever wash me clothes like this.
Now buy 3 bottles of Clay's dishwashing liquid for only $8. Available at Best for Less Supermarket, Eat Fresh Supermarket, M&C Jones Supermarket, Home Pride Supermarket, The Food Fairs, Carenage and Grandans, Roberts Enterprise, Springs Food Mart, and Charlo Supermarket.
Other Clay's products available: hand sanitizer, fabric softener, hand washing liquid, dishwashing liquid, and toilet cleaners. Distributed by Fortune Foods Company Limited, Tempe St. George.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Brentwood, and Central Deputy Street, Wall. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good old things.
Hey, easy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, boy, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call 440-1015 or 440-1016 or check out their website hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
Washing cleaner than ever. Oh mama, oi, oh mama, oi. In every household, must have it, oi. Highly effective, stain removal, lemon freshness, antibacterial washing powder. Fresh and clean, fresh and clean. When I put on me clothes, me must win. When I wash me clothes, no other detergent could ever wash me clothes like this.
Now buy 3 bottles of Clay's dishwashing liquid for only $8. Available at Best for Less Supermarket, Eat Fresh Supermarket, M&C Joe's Supermarket, Hope Pride Supermarket, The Food Fairs, Carenage and Grandad's, Roberts Enterprise, Springs Food Mart, and Charlo's Supermarket.
Other Clay's products available: hand sanitizer, fabric softener, hand washing liquid, dishwashing liquid, and toilet cleaners. Distributed by Fortune Foods Company Limited, Tempe St. George.
Grenada, 1795. One man with a sense of destiny.
Tonight we stand our ground. Tonight we stand on the side of history.
14,000 slaves with a dream and a promise. Julian Fedor, a Heritage Theatre production, written and directed by Chris DeRiggs. 28th and 29th March, 4th and 5th April at the Trade Center.
People was not made to live like this. It's like we have a code.
Julian Fedor, an action-packed historical drama.
I see blood falling from the sky, filling up that mountain river, flowing from Belvedere Hills. I see blood.
4 big nights of theater, the play the nation has been waiting to see, with Sam Ogilvy, Lisa Grappy James, Robert White, Dale Devine, and other top-of-the-line acting talents. Opening Saturday, 28th March. Get your tickets now.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
A new in-home experience is here. All your services bundled into one simple plan. Faster, more reliable Wi-Fi so that you can binge, play, and stream uninterrupted. Unlimited Flow local landline minutes mean you can talk and talk and talk. Plus the best in TV entertainment with over 70 channels and 12 in HD. All for $200 a month with the new all-in bundle. With Flow, it only gets better.
Welcome back. You're watching News at 7. During his Independence Day address, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell called on Grenadians to do their part in stamping out child sexual abuse. He said knowing something and not saying anything is equivalent to being complicit.
Let me state categorically that child abuse in any form and physical abuse in any form in the home has no place in our society, or any society for that matter.
The Prime Minister gave his government's commitment to do all to end child abuse.
All religious community, family members, mothers, fathers, societal leaders, members of the communities, let us all continuously speak up against against this serious issue. When we stand in silence and allow it to occur, we become equally complicit in this travesty. The government will make every effort to strengthen the law and other infrastructure with those guilty ones and seek recourse and assistance for the victims. However, our preference is not to have any victims at all.
All right, so here's what we can tell you. According to statistics from the Royal Grenada Police Force, there were 179 victims of child abuse in 2019, down from 294 in 2018, which reflects a 39% reduction. Statistical data also reveal that children between the ages of 13 and 16 are most affected. The RGPF is hoping to see further reduction in the number of victims as it moves aggressively to deal with perpetrators. Other news, Matthew Harris, known as Captain Harris, owner of Captain Harris Suites in Grand Anne, says for the past 6 years, it has always been a thrill for him to give back to his country by presenting homes, schools and community groups with items necessary for their upliftment. Harris spoke of his most recent initiatives, which include a donation to the Richmond home.
I met a police officer a couple of weeks ago and he told me that they wanted some water for the medicine, in Carriacou. I sent it up, and then for the church in Pidimatnik, I wanted to renovate the inside because I heard it was damaged and things, so I did that. And today somehow I felt, just a couple of weeks ago, I donated some things to some schools and things, and I decided it was time for the elderly people to get something. So I went in Richmond Hill home and I donated some Pampers, some foodstuffs, medication and things like that. I feel it was just about time to do it for them because somewhere along the line, these people and them, one way or the other, I think helped me to cross this street when I was going to school.
Generosity oozes from Captain Harris. The businessman says the spontaneity of his donations is what makes the moments even more valuable.
What I wanted to do with that, I just want to do it on my own. Just I feel to do something this morning, I get up and just go ahead and doing it. You know, this gives me a drive, you know, to see you give somebody and to see a smile on their face. Oh, what a joyful feeling that is. It gives me a joy, give me a, you know, and to see how much Grenadians supported my business. It is only fair that I return the favor in kind one way or the other.
Captain Harris says today's donation was only one of many ventures he will be embarking on this year. All right, let's cross now to this evening's I Saw with my colleague Akisha Felix. Compliments, Clear Vision, Eye Center.
Tonight's I Saw features members of Camp Glow as they engage in a pre-Valentine sale to raise funds for their upcoming all-girls camp in July. You can send in your photo and video submissions via our social media platforms.
A good eye captures all. GBN I Saw is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We're changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
After the break, senior citizens praised and awarded. Stay with us.
The 22nd Annual KFC National Relay Meet, Saturday 22nd February 2020 at the Kirani James Athletic Stadium from 1:30 p.m. We're kicking off with the top schools and top clubs throughout the Tri-Island State will keenly compete. Over 45 events will be contested. Distant medleys, sprint relays, the 4x1s, the 2x4s, the 4x4s, the 1x2x4. Just name it, we've got
got it. And for the very first time, mixed relays, increased prize monies. Come and enjoy the biggest and best relay meet ever. The 22nd KFC National Relay Meet. Saturday, 22nd February. Tickets available from all KFC outlets.
It's detox time again at Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. The festive season is over, so let's start 2020 looking and feeling like a boss with our many body cleansing options. Purchase detox products as low as $50. Purchase detox combo packs as low as $100. Receive 10% off on all in-house colonic irrigation treatments. Take control of your health now. Don't delay. Call us on 231-6642, 418-7115, or 449-7753. We are located in Belmont St. George's, close to the Fall Edge area. These offers are valid from January to March or while stocks last. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic Detox Center. Detox your way to health.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load with tropical shipping. So we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with tropical. I can't wait. No package too big, too small. I cannot wait to ship with tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with tropical.
Local agents, George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. Telephone number 440-8787, or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
Kayak Mass 2020. February 15th to February 25th. An array of events making one spectacular carnival. Saturday, February 15th. Children Mass, Frolic, and the Big Show. Thursday, February 20th. Queen Show Night. February 21st. Soca Monarch. Saturday, 22nd. Jab Convention. Calypso and Groovy. Sunday, February 23rd. Monday, Juve and Monday Night Mass. Tuesday, February 25th. Shakespeare Mass and the Last Lap. All the major MCs and DJs will be inside Kayak Mass 2020. Make reservations and book now.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
We all want a home that matches our way of life. But it's not just about building or buying a dream home or purchasing land with the most breathtaking view. It's about finding the bank that would make you feel at home. A Home Easy Loan from Republic is your best choice. It's more than a mortgage, it's peace of mind.
Visit any of our 6 branches. Submit your application forms on our website or talk to us on Facebook. Experience peace of mind today. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
14 elderly citizens received awards at the Prime Minister's annual Independence Luncheon last Sunday at the Grenada Trade Center. Chairman of the Celebrations Committee, John Williams, says this was one of the most looked forward to events on the Independence calendar, bringing the curtains down for 2020. He says the event was well attended. Over 400 senior citizens from all over the island were in attendance.
Were given to individuals within the various parishes and constituencies. So the individuals there were recognized for their contribution in a variety of fields. So these persons were chosen primarily by their various constituencies, and they received awards for various things that they had done in their constituencies, and not just in the constituencies, but persons who were known to have given a lot to society.
Looking back at this year's execution of independence, Williams says there are adjustments to be made.
Understandably, there are areas that we need to work on for next year and beyond. It would be rich of me if I were to say everything went perfect, but there are things that we've looked at, we'll be looking at as a committee to ensure that come next year and as we move forward, forward, that we make these changes and ensure that the public are aware at an earlier date of the events, so that when they prepare to come to or go to these events, they will have information to hand. But on the whole, so much PR is because we kicked off at the end of December, so we really only had 6 weeks to put this whole package together. And as I've mentioned, it wasn't just one event. If it was one event, it would have been okay.
You're watching News at 7, still to come from us. Marine advisory as local meteorologists forecast moderate to rough seas tonight. Your latest weather forecast is ahead. Plus, the sports news with Joseph Cadore.
And so it begins. A journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. Water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Esplanade Mall St. George's, Maurice Bishop International Airport, and Sandals Grenada Resort. Telephone number 230-1023.
Grenada, the country moves to one side on Sunday, 16th February, as the Rotary Club of Grenada East, in association with YT, presents the Post-Valentine Bingo. Sunday, 16th February, 5 p.m. at the Victoria Park in Granville. You can win a slick Suzuki Swift sports car, plus $35,000 in cash and prizes. We know that's a lot of money, plus a Suzuki Swift sports car. You love your Valentine. Tickets cost only $40. Make it a date, Sunday, 16th February, Victoria Park, Granville. Rotary Club of Grenada East and YT Mega Bingo.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
All right, weather for Grenada, Carriacou and PT Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight, mostly cloudy and windy with the occasional light to moderate isolated showers. Tonight's minimum temperature, 23.5 degrees Celsius. Wind northeasterly to easterly at 14 to 24 miles per hour. Seas moderate to rough, waves 6 to 9 feet in northerly to northeasterly swells. A marine advisory remains in effect. Tides high at 7 p.m., low at 1:15 a.m. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 6:30. The weather on Friday, the 14th day of February, Valentine's Day. Yeah, partly cloudy, windy and hazy, becoming cloudy at times with light isolated showers. On Saturday, the 15th, partly cloudy and hazy with the occasional light showers. And on Sunday, the 16th, partly cloudy at first, improving by late morning. All right, we're live here at the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Up next, the sports news with Joseph Cadore.
Well, good evening and welcome sporting fans to this evening's sporting segment. Well, March the 5th is the date set for the hosting of the Fruta Grenada Private Primary School Track and Field Championship. Now, the championship was launched earlier today. Well, now into its 25th year, the meet will see 18 schools participating in 58 events. Chairman of the organizing committee is Kester Elcar.
This year's event will be held on Thursday, March 5th, commencing at 1 p.m. at the Kenroy James Athletics Stadium. The heats will be held on Tuesday, 25th February and Wednesday, 26th February from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. also at the Kenroy James Athletics Stadium. A total of 56 events will be contested among the private primary schools. This year's event will not include the under 7 boys and girls, as a separate event was already held for them just earlier this month. The under 7 track and field championship will be a calendar event among the other 6 sporting disciplines, which is hosted by the Private Primary Schools Association. And the events are beach football, field football, tennis, cricket, the under 7 championship, and the Fruta Cool Kids Track and Field Championship.
Now, 2020 will mark the 11th year that Huggins has been associated with the local championships. The meet was previously executed under the Ribena brand before the changeover to Fruta in 2019. Brand manager Randy Campbell says the company has resolved itself to the continuous support of the annual meet.
As Huggins celebrated 100th year of service to the Grenadian people, we have once again seen it fitting to support the efforts of the organizing committee and, by extension, provide the necessary avenue for the development of our nation's youth in the field of athletics. Huggins, through its Cool Kid brand, is happy to provide support in the amount of $20,000. Fruta Cool Kids continues to provide the best tasting fruit drink for the children of our Tri-Island state, and every effort is made to keep in line with the nutritional values expected in all our 8 flavors, namely our Cool Kids Orange, Cool Kids Fruit Punch, Cool Kids Cherry Lemon, Cool Kids Apple, Cool Kids Apple Grape, Cool Kids Kiwi Strawberry, Cool Kids Tangerine Strawberry, and Cool Kids Guava Pine.
This other story to tell you about. Well, senior coach in the Ministry of Sports, as Ashley Cummins, was among those attending to this launch. And according to Cummins, the ministry has committed itself fully to the execution successfully of the March 5th meet.
I bring you greetings from the Ministry of Youth and Sports, and to let you know that the Ministry of Youth and Sports is happy to be part and parcel of this sports this year. I want to let you know that the Ministry of Sports, with all its facilities, is quite ready to have the sports run off. Its technical team is all waiting to participate and to ensure that the sport is a success.
Well, action in the GCIC Intersector Cricket Tournament has started to pick up momentum. This as Palm Tree, Police and Huggins secured victories in matches played yesterday. So let's take a look. In Game 1, Huggins, of course, they played Palm Tree. Well, batting first, Palm Tree scored 205 for 4 in 15 overs. The top batsman for Palm Tree was Murray Tellisford. He hit a half-century. Top bowler for Huggins was Marcel, and he took 1 for 10 runs in his single over. Well, in reply, Huggins, they were limited to 102 all out in 15 overs. The top batsman, he made 34, and that was S. Brown. And top batsman for Palm Tree, it was LaShawn Charles. He took 3 for 13 in 2 overs. Palm Tree winning that one by 103 runs. Well, the Lawmen, they were in charge against SGU. Batting first, SGU, they made 135 for 6 in 15 overs. Well, Markel Baptiste top scored a 63. With the ball, Kester Lawrence took 1 for 2 runs, and he had in 2 overs. In reply, the Lawmen, they raced to 136 for 2 in 13 overs. The top batsman was Nkoshi Sentile. He made 42. Bowling for SGU, Javed Hazard took 1 for 8 in his 1 over. The Lawmen, yeah, They're winning that one by 8 wickets. There was also a victory for Huggins. They played, of course, Country Call strikers. Batting first, Huggins, of course, they hit 133 in 5 overs. No, 133, sorry, for 5 in 9.4 overs. The top batsman for Huggins was Akeem Mitchell. He hit 38 not out. Bowling for CCC strikers, Akeem Charles, he took 2 for 34 in 2 overs. Well, in their turn at the crease, they were bowled out. That CCS, they were bowled out for 60 all out in 7 overs. The only person offering any form of a resistance, he hit 13. That was the person of Sean Gabriel. The top bowler for Huggins, Kimon Douglas, he took 2 for 6 in 1 over. Huggins winning that one by 67 runs. And that's the wrap in sports. So all of us here at the GBN, we say thanks for being part of the broadcast. So long, everybody.
Thank you very much, Joseph. A reminder of the headlines. Dry season forecast to severely affect farmers. Violence in the region to be discussed when the Caribbean Congress of Labour meets CARICOM leaders next week. Trade unionists admit movement needs to evolve. Accident waiting to happen. Pedestrians express concern after debris from derelict building on Milver Street falls to the street. Plus, in the sports news, Huggins commits to private primary school sports meet set for the 5th of March. All right, that's all from us in the GBN newsroom. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kenroy, Baptiste. Until next time, we will definitely keep in touch. Have a good night. Bye-bye.